Hey guys, my name is Miko, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm a web designer and web developer based in Illinois, like Southwest Chicago, and I wanted to give you a brief overview of who I am as a person and how I ended up here, my kind of journey, and throughout the rest of the year, I plan on doing more videos regarding websites that I've made and decisions that flow into those kinds of websites, maybe even some audits of other sites that previously, or not previously, but currently exist on the internet. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get started. So where do I start? I went to I went to school for biomedical engineering, and then I worked as a technician for a year, and then a systems test engineer for a year, and those jobs were pretty nice. It was nice having this stable income, but I just shortly began to realize that the lack of motivation for me to do my work, and feeling miserable all the time just going into work, and through those kinds of experiences I realized that really wasn't for me. And 2021, after a year into my first job, one of my friends showed me webflow, and I dabbled in it from 2021 to about 2022, so that would be 2022 in March. And that's when I started taking it a little more seriously, and I decided to go more into web design and web development after finishing this bootcamp I did, and it's called Springboard. um, yeah, no, after finishing that boot camp, I was oh yeah, I'm totally gonna get a job or something and transition that way. And that was kind of hard because the field's super competitive, and I feel at least in my experience, a lot of boot camps mainly just care about getting you job ready and pushing you out the door without having a decent understanding of, I guess, how to present your work, or how to really establish personal brand, which I think those two things are pretty important when it comes to a portfolio. And that's what I've spent the last year, I guess, focusing on. And after looking for a job after bootcamp, I decided to give up and just go into the web design, web development route, where I would freelance design and developing websites. And cool. Now, after getting one client last year, it's better than none. Now we're trying to outreach to more people and put ourselves out there, while also updating the portfolio to what my current skills are at the moment and my vision for this one-man studio that I have. So glad to have you along this journey, and I'll be trying to post weekly about what I do, maybe summing up what doesn't work with how I've approached outreaches, or other things I do besides cold emailing. Well, I don't really like the term cold emailing, but what I currently do is I make a Komodo deck of a potential leads website, and then I'll just give it a little audit of what I think could be better, or how can we design this in a way so that we're able to present this user with information to the point where they would eventually click the service or buy the product or something along those lines, and keeping the user engaged and interested. So that's currently what I'm up to right now. And it's 1 a.m. on the 8th of January. So yeah, most of these videos I will be doing in one take, just because I feel it's a little more authentic, and I'm not really that great at editing, so maybe that'll come with time. But for now, this is what we'll be doing. So glad to have you again, and let's get it this year.